We opened in 2008 and we've had roughly 1.3 million visitors since then. Yeah, Science Gallery is kind of a hybrid, I guess you could say, a new kind of science centre. You'd explore the boundary between art and science, which doesn't have a place really in art galleries or traditional science centres, but we're kind of a home for that. Our summer exhibition this year, which is on right now, is Illusion, and as the title suggests, it's all about illusions, visual illusions, auditory illusions. It's curated by Richard Wiseman, who's a UK psychologist who works a lot with magic and tricks, and basically it's a lot of different ways that you can confuse your brain and see things that aren't there, and exploit the different assumptions that our brains make to make sense of the world, to trick us into seeing strange things. This piece is called Super Major. It's by an American artist called Matt Kenyon, and what it is a stream of oil flowing out of an oil can, but it appears to be flowing back into the can. A lot of people are convinced that it is actually going up, but we haven't made an anti-gravity machine. It's just a trick with the light, because the light that's on it is a strobe light. It's flickering on and off almost too fast for us to tell. But then what that does is it's flickering a little bit faster than the oil is flowing. So when you look at a single drop that appears to be traveling upwards, each time the light flickers, the drop you're looking at falls down, and it's timed so that the light goes on just before another drop has taken its place. So it gives you the illusion that the oil is going upwards, when actually each time the light flickers, you're seeing a different drop that's further up the stream. It's all a balance between how fast the oil is flowing and how fast the light is flashing. So the artist spent an awful lot of time working with different types of oil and the different frequencies of light to try and make it all work. So the oil's actually going down through a hole and coming through a pump back through, so it's going in a loop, but it looks, when you first look at it, as if there's this infinite source of oil that's flowing into the can, so it's kind of a commentary on the oil industry as well. So at the moment I'm shining a continuous light on the oil and blocking the strobe light. If I take the light away, it's not going to really work. So you can see that the oil is actually flowing downwards with normal light, but when the strobe light is on it normally, you can see again the illusion of the oil flowing upwards. But then when we put continuous light on it, you can see what's actually happening. So this shape, this kind of funny shape and drops, that is actually what the oil normally looks like when it's flowing out. But because it's usually going so fast, you don't see this like nice pattern, you just see a steady flow. Because we can only process information so fast, unfortunately. I think it's kind of a next stage in the evolution of science centres, which started off in terms of the history of science communication as like you'd have cabinets full of objects and you'd go and look at them. And then you have stuff like the Science Museum in London, which is an interactive centre where you go and you push buttons and you touch things and you learn from that, but the outcome is always fixed. Like you're not being shown a static object, but the information that you're being given is determined already. Whereas here we're doing stuff that's a little bit more experimental. I'm not saying it's better or worse, it's just different. But where you can kind of come to your own conclusions, and your experience is determined by you, and also by the mediators and the different exhibits. So it's I think it's interesting, and we're also we're becoming a network now. We're not just Science Gallery in Dublin, but we got startup funding from Google, and it's King's College London have committed to building a science gallery in London now as well, and we're partnering with different people around the world to spread Science Gallery around, so that we can have ideas colliding in different cities. called What We See. It's by an Irish artist called Joanna Hopkins, and basically it's a TV screen with the polarizing filter that's usually on the front of the screen, which basically filters white light into different colors for different pixels. That's taken off the screen, so you just see a white screen. And then the only way to see what's on the TV is to wear these glasses, which have the polarizing filter put in. So if I put on the glasses, I can see what's on the screen. But it's kind of a privacy screen because you, looking from the side, can't see what I'm looking at. So it's, I guess, an accessory for paranoid people. And I'm kind of inspired by dystopian film and books and TV, all about the invasion of our privacy in the future. So a lot of the artists who we work with have a science background or work with scientists, or scientists who become artists, artists who start off in more traditional areas and then kind of just become interested in technology and end up being at that kind of boundary, because there's a lot of interesting stuff that happens in between the two, and it often doesn't have a place in more traditional galleries or science centres, so we're kind of a home for that, the hybrid space. Culture Night is a busy night for us, so Illusion, our current exhibition, is still going to be running, but we're also going to be doing workshops relating to illusion and having different kind of illusions running. We're supposed to be doing a 3D glasses workshop, so that should be interesting, and generally have a lot of illusion-y related stuff going on. Those are the plans so far.